G'day ramshacklers, how you going? How's the zombie apocalypse treating you? We're all hunkered down, terrified, hoping none of us die. It's pretty scary times, isn't it? Fortunately, we had a really important delivery yesterday. It's going to see us through. Thank God. Wine Selectors turned up with 2 bottles of wine. Bloody awesome. God bless you, Wine Selectors. So we're set. So this is an interlude ramshackle theory video that is in between the ones about scales, because I thought I'd do this video as a special shout out to the one and only person who's been watching. Thanks, Lisa. I love you, mate. You are a top chick and I think you're fabulous. And you know, it's kind of refreshing to know that nobody else has been listening and watching these videos, because now I can swear like a trooper and I don't have to really worry. Whatever I say is just going out into the fucking void anyway, isn't it? Isn't that fabulous? So Lisa, my mate, this one's for you. Squeezing it in between those lessons about scales. And I'm not singling you out for any specific reason, but it's kind of just thought I'd do this one just specially for you. And it's called, How Do I Navigate My Way Around a Chart? Or, Why the Fuck Do I Always Get Lost? Really important, isn't it? Now, sometimes as conductors, we're assholes, to be honest. We're kind of used to reading 23 simultaneous lines of music in 4 different keys and across 13 instruments and blah, 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 that we forget that for some people, this is a really fucking big deal. And, you know, but even myself and other people, other conductors, I can guarantee you, sometimes we get fucking lost too. And here's the difference. We're better at covering it up than you. Because as we look across your sea of ramshacklers, or the sea of faces of the ensemble before us, we can see when you're terrified, and we can tell when you're lost. You know what? You can't tell when we're lost and terrified, because we're so used to just bullshitting and keeping on going anyway. So it is a real issue though, because finding your way around a chart it can be pretty tricky. And if you find it difficult, which I know some of you do, and I'm not singling out you there in that, Lisa, you know, but this video is for you. No, only joking, mate. It is tricky, it is hard. And if we spend our whole time wondering where the fuck we are while we're trying to play, you're not going to be playing your best music and you're not going to be living your best band life. So how are we going to rectify that? Well, glad you asked, Lisa. I'm going to show you how to navigate around a chart. And it's not that hard. It really isn't. The thing is, the publishers could make the music so that it was a lot easier. They really could. And the reason that we use so many signs and repeats and del capos and all that kind of stuff is because publishers are assholes and they want to keep their costs down and they really want to limit the amount of pages that they have to produce. Now, sometimes from a musical perspective, this works as well. We don't want to have 1,400 fucking pages of music in front of us. Sometimes 2 is nice. It's good just to have them there. You don't have any page turns. But sometimes they go overboard and it's just a fucking riot and no one has any idea what's going on, and that happens a lot as well. But basically, it's just a form of shorthand. And the problem is that the language that they use to navigate around these things is archaic, out of date, and fucking useless. And if only we replaced it with some things that were relevant to us and that we understood, suddenly everything could be a lot easier. Let me show you something. I've chosen this lovely chart here. Now this is actually a choir chart that my mate Pippi and I used to do. And you know what? I'm shit at technology, so I think I might rope my mate Pippi into some of these videos. She could do all sorts of cool stuff, and she's way more of a tech head than I am. And really sorry, Hildy, I can't figure out how to put the iPad any other way. It's kind of perched up against the pianola, and this is the only way I can figure out how to do it. If you've got any good ideas, put them in the comments. And you know what? No one's listening anyway, so it doesn't matter. G'day, Lisa. We should have another pizza and a beer soon, you know? That was cool. All right, so here we are. Got the band chart, actually choir chart. I thought I'd do these videos without using my glasses so I looked a lot cooler, but unfortunately I'm as blind as a fucking bat and I need to use my glasses. Oh God, suddenly I look 20 years older. Oh well, here we go. So, first thing we do, we have a look at our music. Now, as I've mentioned previously, us conductors, we're assholes. We just chuck new music at you and we just go, there you go, let's play. What you have to do when you come across an asshole conductor is say, excuse me, can we just have a few minutes to work out how this chart works? Just got to be a bit proactive. Here we go. So I've given you this new piece of music and you've looked at it. First thing we need to do is literally just that. We just do a walkthrough of the music. Now, as you get more experience, this can take just a couple of seconds. But in the beginning, while you're still trying to work it all out, take as much time as you need. So we got page 1. We go, yeah, page 1 looks pretty cruisy. Can't see anything on page 1 worth worrying about. Let's turn the page. Page 2. Oh, fuck. One of those signs. Oh, no. Panic sets in, right? Can you see it? Bar 13. Oh. Suddenly, our anxiety rises. But you know what? It shouldn't. Just make a note of where that is. We're going to come back to that. The next page. We look at the next page and we go, Cruisy Asbro. We turn the page again. Oh, fuck. Another panic attack sets in. It says, second time to coda, page 8, with another sign that is not the same as the other sign. This one looks a bit like a zodiac symbol, doesn't it? Can you see? That'd be where my mate Pippi would put some spooky music in. She would, you know. So far we've had 2 panic attacks with this music. Not bad going, really. But now things are really going to go down the crapper. We turn the page again. And it's the motherload of fuckery. DS, Al Coda, page 8 with a zodiac sign. That's not good, is it? And we turn to the last page, thinking to ourselves, say, fuck, it's the last page. And what do we see? Another zodiac symbol. So there you go. So far, we've had 4 fairly major panic attacks. That's all right. That's why I chose this piece. It's got a few little heart-raising, hair-raising moments in there. So what does all that mean? Basically, means the language is a wank. That's what it means. DS al coda. That's a fancy, wanky Italian way of saying, go back to the sign. Don't ask me why it just doesn't say that, but it does not. Because archaic language and things that make it sound a little bit more complicated, it's kind of music, isn't it? So rather than just being straightforward and going back to the sign, it's saying DS al coda. It's not that complicated. I'm going to tell you something that's going to revolutionise the way you view charts. Maybe. So DS al coda means go back to the sign and then play to the coda. Could you say that, couldn't it? DS al coda. But the first thing you need to really think about is the first part of that instruction, which is DS. That means back to the sign. Now we've got to remember where that pesky sign was, don't we? And this is something that really just, it's quite tricky to do. It's not that easy. So I'm going to show you a different way of looking at it that is hopefully, despite the fact that I'm being a bit of a facetious asshole, it's still going to really help. Okay? I'm hoping. Now, I allegedly teach a lot of children music. They allegedly practice. Let that one sink in, will you? I have stickers for motivation. I'm telling you now, it doesn't motivate them. However, they really like them. Even high school students. Don't ask me why. They love their stickers in their book. So I've got some stickers here. This is Spider-Man. Now, where it says DS Al-Qaeda, if I said go back to Spider-Man and we put Spider-Man where the sign was at bar 13, no fucking problems, are there? Back to Spider-Man. Easy. Yeah? Now, you can put another Spider-Man where it says back to Spider-Man to remind you to go back to Spider-Man. So now we've got our music, we're travelling along. We ignore Spider-Man the first time. We're travelling along. Oh! DSL Coda, where do we go? Back to fucking Spider-Man. Makes sense. If I said to you in rehearsal, go back to Spider-Man, nobody would question that. I would not get one, where are we going? What bar is that? I don't understand. I'm lost. I fucking guarantee it. Everybody would know to go back to Spider-Man. There you go. Let that sink in. Now, second part. So we're back to Spider-Man. Yeah, we're travelling along. Our anxiety's rising because we're not really sure. We know there's more parts of the chart we've got to jump around. We're getting a little bit tense and we hit the next lot of instructions. Second time to coda and our little zodiac symbol. What do we do here? Where do we go? There's like pages of music in between. You're starting to panic. You're starting to get anxious. Where do we go? I'll tell you where we go. To Disney Princess. That's the coda. Disney Princess. Yeah? So now, well, we get to this bit where it says, second time to coda, page 8. Where do we go? Disney Princess. I don't know which princess that is. My daughter would know. Put in the comments if you know which princess this is. Doesn't matter. So here's a handy trick. Where it says second time to coda, pop another Disney princess there. Just to remind you. Pretty sure that one's Ariel, whatever. Like some kind of mermaid, I guess. So now, all of a sudden, our chart's really fucking easy to read, isn't it? Let's go through it again. First page, no worries. We are so cool with how the first page goes. Second page, Spider-Man. We know he's there. We acknowledge the existence of Spider-Man, but we're moving right along. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing on this page. Now we turn the page. Disney Princess. Remember? Second time. Second time. We haven't even got the first fucking time yet. Second time. So we can just whiz by Disney Princess. Next page, what have we got? DS Al Coda. Remember that? Where do we go? Back to fucking Spider-Man. And there he is. No more panic. Now we're confident, aren't we? We go, yeah, we know where we are. We keep on going. We keep on going. We turn the page. Oh, there she is. Second time. Second time, right? We hit the second time. Second time Dakota. Where do we go? You know where we go. To the Disney princess. Now, I know in some ways I'm sitting here taking the piss, and you don't really need to use Spider-Man Disney princess stickers, but I tell you what, it's a bloody good system to use. Some people use colours. They'll use like those fluoro markers, and you'll get, you know, fluoro yellow to fluoro yellow and fluoro pink to fluoro pink. For me, I don't do that because after a while it just looks like a big fucking Mardi Gras poster, and I am so lost it's not funny. But if it works for you, great, go for it. You know, whatever it takes to help you navigate around the charts. And you know what? I genuinely do use the stickers with my kids, and they don't get lost. They never get lost. I go back to Spider-Man, back to Batman. I had some really cool Star Wars ones. Back to Darth Vader. They don't get lost. So you don't have to go and buy stickers if you don't want. But the theory is the same. If you take the mystery out of the words and you just go, you know what, I don't have to use wanky fucking Italian words for this. I don't understand what they mean either. Put your own language in it and it'll make it so much easier. It really will. Now, Lisa, add your comments, mate. And if there's anyone else out there, that'd be just fucking hilarious, wouldn't it? Oh my God, it'd be so funny. So this was a special episode, and the squeezed in between the regular viewing, but I will get onto that one on minor scales very shortly. So hit me up if you want anything particular explained, demystified. If you're even more fucking confused about this after this video, let me know as well, you know? That'd be nice. Don't want to just sit here confusing the shit out of you all, that's for sure. Okay, ramshacklers, that's it for today. Stay safe, hunker down. Thank God for wine selectors.